it's my pleasure to be talking again with a longtime acquaintance, and I regard as a friend, Gildo Pastor. Gildo has more fun, I think, than anybody I can imagine, and most people will have in a lifetime, by introducing some really cool products, electric vehicle products over the years, and the latest now is a motorcycle. And so we want to chat with him about that. He's at the Paris Paris Motorcycle Show, and he's introducing the Wattman and the Voxan. And you can correct me, my French is terrible. But we're going to talk about this brand new electric Superbike that you guys are introducing today. So bonjour, mon ami.
Bonjour, Bill. Very happy to see you and to present you that new Voxan Wattman, which is really an amazing bike, 200 horsepower, very astonishing design. It's a big world premiere here in Paris, but I can't wait to bring that over to the States.
Okay, well that's good. You've answered about 4 of my questions right there. So, okay, so you're just to bring everybody up to speed here real quickly. Back over a decade ago now, you got into electric vehicles by introducing the Venturi Fetish. Since that time, you have introduced a incredible range of vehicles. You've introduced a solar-powered, autonomous, all-electric neighborhood vehicle, the Electric. You've introduced an upgraded version of the Fetish in the form of the Volage, which has the Michelin active wheel motors in it. You've equipped a couple of, are they Peugeot vans?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, Peugeot and Citroën vans. Yeah, we produce 1,000 of them.
Vans that have traversed Africa and driven from Shanghai to Paris, all on electric power. You're developing, and maybe you can catch me up on a vehicle, the first electric vehicle to reach the South Pole.
We're working on that very much right now. Yes.
Okay. That's correct. So you've been all over. Oh, of course, we got to mention the what is it? The
Jamais Contente.
Yeah, the world's fastest electric vehicles, the VB2 point beta or whatever it is.
And we have done many vehicles as you record, and really we have on one side done special vehicles, special projects, special challenges on in many different parts of the world.
Right.
On the other side, done some vehicles that are quite important for the city of tomorrow. Delivery vehicles. We're working on delivery scooters as well. Okay. So we are really one of a kind brand, a pioneer like you, Bill, in electric mobility, and at the same time small enough to be able to work on different subjects for ourselves or for the industry.
Right, agile. Of course, I forgot to mention the postal vehicles that you've done for the post,
and many more we have eaten that nobody has seen.
Okay, all right. Well, so now you jump from 4 wheels basically. With the exception of the Antarctic vehicle, which is a tracked vehicle, but now you jump from 4 wheels to 2 wheels, and you've taken over a company much like you did with Venturi, which was a company that went into bankruptcy, and you essentially bought them and brought them back to life. You've done the same thing now with Voxan. So tell me, why did you decide to get into motorcycles?
Well, first of all, Voxan and Venturi had the same designer, so already it was quite logic for me to follow what they were doing. Second, I didn't want to do a motorbike called Venturi. I thought that motorbike has to be a brand that are for bikers. We couldn't do a design of Venturi on the bike, so it has 2 different DNA. Right. So this is why, like in the past, I bought Voxan, and to turn it into a very innovative company. Somehow the best technologies of Venturi in 4 wheels are now on 2 wheels in this project. And to make that, something quite motivating for my engineering team, we took only the people in the team. They were doing, motorbike. So we selected the best engineers, but also because they were bikers to work on this project. So it's it's a very positive project. Guys have been working on this like crazy, and they're really proud of it. And I'm very proud of the result as well.
Well, it is an absolutely stunning machine, and as I mentioned in a message to you, the only thing I really want to know is, can it fly now? Because it reminds me a lot of those scooters in the flying scooters in the Star Wars, where the stormtroopers are.
Well, actually, in real, it's still, a modern bike, and it's very funny because we're surrounded here by vintage bike. There are so many bikes that are, neoclassic, whatever, vintage,
right.
and but at the same time, and that's the very positive thing, the feedback we have. I'm going to do the press conference in a few minutes,
right.
And I will have all the journalists. When I'm done, I go out there and I have to speak with to everyone. But the feeling we have is that they all consider this as a real nasty, powerful motorbike able to fight against one of the most of the best motorbikes with internal combustion engine in the world. So this is what's an interesting moment. And a lot of people in France at the show, at this Paris show, they told me, oh wow, this is a historical moment for motorbikes. I mean, you know what, for the first time, the guy that enjoy motorbikes, the enthusiast about motorbikes, they look at this bike saying, this is sexy.
Yeah.
I like it. So now they're going to try it. We're going to have journalists try this, and I think it's going to be interesting to show them that. And I mean, you're convinced about that for so many years, that we can do better actually with an electric motor than than any other type of motors.
Right. Now, I know your time is pressed here, so let's talk a little bit about the technology here. What's really, I think, interesting about this, of course, you packed a lot of batteries, over 12 kilowatts of batteries into it. You've crammed a 200 horsepower electric motor into this thing, but you did this kind of in a unique way. Pretty much all motorcycles have been built around a frame with things bolted to them. And what Sasha has done is he's actually designed, I think the way you refer to as an ectoskeleton, so that everything essentially, there is no frame, everything is essentially built into this ectoskeleton. What was the genesis of that?
This is really the start of the project. I mean, since we started, I mean, the main part was for sure the battery. So we wanted the battery to be a structure. Actually the main structure of the bike. So there is no chassis, there is nothing else than this pack, and then you bolt on the back everything else.
Okay.
So this is an aluminum pack. I mean, it's really a big piece of aluminum that is the battery pack, but the chassis as well. And this is very interesting. And there is no other type of body covering. It's at the same time visible and looks very nice. And it's somehow from the same generation than most of the Apple computers. It's made the same way, and this is again something very new.
Okay, so chemistry-wise, obviously using lithium. Are you using cylindrical cells? Are you using poly pouches? I mean,
we are very used to different type of cells. We have a division that actually do BMS, and we test cells for many different manufacturers. On these specific vehicles, it's cylindrical.
Okay, so what are sort of the plans for the bike? You've built limited numbers of a handful basically of the Fetish and the Volage for obviously well-to-do customers, fairly certainly out of my league price-wise. So what are kind of the plans for this? Is this going to be again kind of the motorcycle version of the Volage? Or are you looking for a wider market for it?
On this vehicle, which is a very high-end vehicle, it's going to be few people. It's really for the image. It's to build the brand. It's also because we want this vehicle to be, the best we can produce at Voxan. But then there are going to be other vehicles. We're working right now on different things, such as a three-wheeler scooter. I don't know if that's really adapted to the US market, but we are developing many other solutions, especially, always quite sporty, always with our specific DNA, always with top technologies, but more affordable. So this is, today it's really the rebirth of Voxan. So we present this, but in the future they're going to be, nice and more easygoing product that are going to be presented.
Okay, so if I had just sold Twitter or Facebook and had some money to burn and I wanted that bike, what would I have to do? Well,
you have to make sure that you're good at bike. Because with 200 horsepower, we don't want you to get hurt. It has to be, a guy that knows about that. Right. Even though, electric, you can go slow. But the temptation to accelerate with that bike is going to be huge.
Yeah.
I don't think it's only for those kind of people. I think it's really for, innovators, pioneers, but also for guys that just love bikes. And I mean, the next time we'll see each other on Skype, there will be people trying the bike, and that's the important point. And here at the show, we just presenting, and the design of the concept is already something that is making a big hit here in Paris. But the driving is going to be something great. I really insist in the idea that it's a fantastic bike.
Right. So the plan here then is this is sort of your, if you will, halo vehicle to relaunch the brand, but you're working on other more generally wider market appeal types of products, scooters and whatever else you've got in the works there. So you can't build all these vehicles in a city that's 4 square kilometers in Monte Carlo, Monaco. I'm sorry. So where's a lot of this work going on?
Well, all the engineering is made in Monaco.
Okay.
We have a factory based next to Le Mans. This is where we do all our production and the production of our batteries as well. So it's we are in this business for a long time. And it's very convenient to have our own plan for assembly. But to go back to the US, really designed this bike thinking about the US market.
Okay.
We really want to be in the US. There are some surprises that we are hiding still. But this bike has it's going to have a long life in the US in different fields, in different version, and it's going to be something we really like to have in the US. And even some US partners are going to be presented.
All right, excellent. So just quickly, because I know you've got these other press
conferences. I have to go, but it's okay.
You got to go. Okay,
I'm training.
Any plans to do any kind of record things? Pikes Peak Hill Climb, speed records at Bonneville, that type of thing?
I am really thinking about doing some speed records with this bike. I know a lot of very good guys in the US doing speed records with electric vehicles, and they're doing a good job. They're putting the level very high, so I have to make sure I be able to beat them. But in any case, this bike will go to Bonneville, not in 2014, but in 2015.
Okay.
We have a great project going on. We just built a 3,000 horsepower electric streamliner
and
with
we want to talk about that at some point.
Ohio, and my friend Dr. Giorgio Rizzoni. We are really working in many high-end, high-technology fields. Next year we are focusing on speed record again with the streamliner, the Venturi VBB3. We have our project that will be tested for Antarctica. So we will run a bike in Bonneville more likely in 2015.
All right, great. Well, look, let me go, let you go. You've got a full day. I think the official unveiling is what, here in probably about 20, 25 minutes. So
there's a lot of media out there, but I was very pleased to do that before anybody else. Bill, thanks again for that many years of discussion about electric vehicle between the two of us.
Well, good.
We have been seeing a lot of things about those years.
We have, indeed. And you've pioneered a lot of them.
To show you the bike soon.
Good. Excellent. Good. Well, much luck, and let's do this again.
Okay, cheers. Bye-bye.